I found a surprise when I first opened up the Singer Quantum Stylus 9960 sewing machine when I found a bonus pack of 8 additional accessories included with this machine and a small little booklet that described each of the items and what they are used for. Now, let me tell you a little secret. Number one, these are Viking feet. This is the shank from a Husqvarna Viking machine, and that is what allows you to clip on Husqvarna Viking feet to that ankle, and then the ankle is used to be substituted for the ankle that's on the machine. Now you unscrew the side and reattach this, and voila, you now have a whole bunch of extra feet. Now I know they don't say that, but we are a Husqvarna Viking store, and I know all these feet. These are also some of the feet that we use in with our Stitching Cosmos online course, and I've always recommended that if you have a Singer machine and you are going to take the Stitching Cosmos course, that you take the Viking one. Little did I know that those feet have been made to fit the Singer machines. And actually you have quite a handful of them. And I'm going to walk you through what some of them can do and how fun they are. So first off, the ankle is the key. Make sure the white ankle is what you use to attach these feet. So this one here is actually a foot that's designed for some piping. They call it a welting foot, but if you're covering some cord to make piping for, say, a pillow, this is the perfect foot to help run that cord evenly as you go to stitch. Now, actually, we do some piping in this quilt. We actually add a little bit. Now, this is a smaller version, but you could add that by using this foot, so it will track for adding piping in the seam of the curved block. Next, we have a braiding foot, as it's called, a foot with a single hole. And we're talking about using it for couching. So couching is a term where you are stitching over a single thread or yarn or whatever you have found, and you often use a decorative stitch. Well, this foot just holds the yarn in place prior to the needle stitching it down. And you can do some pretty thick items and have it follow along exactly where you want it to go. In addition to this foot, there is a guide that you can add on. This little kind of holder holds your yarn in front of the braiding foot as you insert it into the foot. So it's nice. Now remember what came with your machine. I'm just pulling this over. You had a 3-groove cording foot that came with the Singer machine. Obviously this goes on this shank, not the one that we're talking about right now. Okay, there is an adjustable bias binder. Right here we've actually added bias strips to the edges of these curves. And so whether you buy bias tape or make your own, this is considered adjustable, so you can use many different sizes of bias, and then you run the fabric you're binding through the side of the foot. It just all links up together. So we actually teach you how to use that again in this course. We also have this one is called, let me get the exact wording for this. This one is called a fancy trim foot. They show it with like stitching sequins on or other flat items like ribbon. And you could stitch with a variety of different decorative stitches, depending on what your look is that you're after. And we also have what's called a stitch in the ditch foot. So this foot is considered, it has a blade in it. So if we were stitching right down the middle of this stitch or the seam of these two blocks, the blade will hug right in there. You use a straight stitch and you stitch within the ditch. The last thing that we have in here, and we don't really use this on this particular quilt, but we've used it throughout some of the videos. It is I call it a multi-purpose foot, but it has its own name here as a clearance plate. So it can help for sewing, say, a button on and leaving a shank of thread. It can also help you get up and over a thick denim seam. So it actually helps stabilizes the foot instead of it going like really thick. You can bring that and level out the foot. And it can also have, see that little hole? That is the part where you can drop the needle in that hole and help bring it into the machine while you tighten that screw. And also when you loosen it, that needle can be caught in that holder so it doesn't drop into the machine when you're loosening it. So a nice little extension of your fingers, 3 different uses, so a nice little accessory. So this has been quite a pleasure to have all these extra feet and accessories included with the Singer machine, and knowing that you can visit your local Husqvarna Viking retailer and find additional feet and tech that you can use on this machine with additional techniques. Check out our Stitching Cosmos online course. We have free videos that you can watch and see if it's a course that's right for you below this YouTube video. So I hope you'll see and what is available to you, and at least take the time to stitch out your stitch book. That's one of the free videos that you'll find there. All right. You have so many feet with this machine. I hope you'll take the time to experiment and be creative.